Right, how we doing? Yeah, back with the Road to Q School. Now I've taken like a few weeks off filming, uploading, and I've just been focusing solidly on my golf. I like chipping away at the action, which I'm going to talk about in detail at the moment, and show you full swings throughout the bag from wedge to driver with both angles as well. But I've also been working on strength, mobility, to get my body in a really good place to go at the season, because we're not that far away now, and I'm hoping that the season is going to start in around 2 months. So yeah, firstly I just want to talk about the golf swing, what I'm working on at the moment. I want to say first though that I think a lot of people think that, you know, me, and maybe I was guilty of this last year, sort of like going sort of like from field to field, week to week, technique to technique, trying different things. As a lot of you know, I'm working with Leon's brother, Ryan Fricker, who I played with in a video at Bovey Castle. Very, very knowledgeable, very good golfer himself. And I think most people are guilty of this. When you first, you know, start working with someone, it takes a while to eventually just completely hand yourself over, even though I'd say I was quite good at it. I know a lot of people really struggle with completely being like, right, tell me what you want me to do, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go off and work on it. We're gonna make progress that way and try not to get caught up in something that you see, like something that you might think that would work, and just basically put all your trust in them. But we're definitely in a very solid spot now where I'm just sort of working with him, completely putting all my trust into what he says. And we are chipping away at the technique. And the thing that I wanna also add is that we're not trying to completely change my golf swing. Basically, we're trying to just get rid of any of the things that make it less repeatable and solid. I've spoke about this a lot before, but one of my biggest errors or problems previously was, and it's probably come from the long drive days, is that I used to get off of it. So my head used to move a lot, my body sort of moved laterally. I didn't extend my spine. Now, when you get off of it, you're basically just rotating from your upper body. So if you get into posture and just rotate, you're going to move off of it. You need to extend your spine, which is the thing that actually, it's like the combination of the rotation and the spinal extension that actually keeps you central. Now, we've been working on that over the last few months, and it's now at a point where it's somewhat like natural to move correctly in that sense. So the next thing, and one of the big things, one of the areas I feel, and one of the core things that I do which lead to a few problems, is what I do with the club face. So I've always been sort of like an open club face player. The club face gets very open into the backswing, and then as a result of that, before the club face got very open and I got off of it, it's very hard not to like early extend and try and slide to get back to it whilst releasing and, you know, adding loft, because you're doing everything you can to try and save the club face. Now, what we're trying to do now is get the club face in a much more neutral position, because if you get your club face in a neutral position, top of backswing, that allows you to just rotate. And that means that you don't need to mess about with like manipulation of the club face in order to get it into a good spot. Now, if you can do that and just get it in a neutral position and rotate through, you're gonna get back to that impact position that most of us want. If you get it to the top in a nice neutral position, or maybe slightly shut, then, and this is what a lot of good players do, you see like Dustin Johnson, Brooks, they get into a strong position and then they just literally rotate and hold it off. And because you're sort of like changing dynamic loft, which means you're like shortening the length of the club, you have to stay in posture, because if you don't stay in posture, you're going to top it. So it's another thing that helps me get into, actually stay in posture rather than opening the face, getting off of it, and then having to flip and early extend. Now, one of the drills that we're doing at the moment is getting a glove underneath the right armpit, and what that forces you to do, if you get your glove under the right armpit, it almost forces that club face into a more neutral / slightly closed position. I'm going to call it strong rather than closed. And again, if you look at a few players like DJ Brooks, watch their right elbow, they always keep it in front of them. So if you get that glove underneath, you're forcing yourself to keep that arm in front of you, which gets the club face in a nice strong position. Now, there's another drill that I'm doing at the moment, which is putting the right, so gripping it in the left hand as normal, and then getting your right hand almost like open palm to put it on the club. And from there, you're trying to keep the palm of your right hand looking at the ball for as long as possible so it folds back on itself. And then from there, you're trying to keep the right hand looking at target for as long as possible. So again, there's like less of this, less rotation, less like maneuvering. Let's go with that. So what I've been doing is making a few practice swings, really getting that feel for where the right hand should be, getting it away, get into normal grip, and then make a golf swing and just trying to replicate that. So that's another one of the good drills. And then after that, it's just simply the case of just like hitting lots of balls with the glove under the right arm, trying to keep it nice and tight on the way up, get that club face in a strong position, rotate through, means I have to stay in posture, all the good stuff, all of the tendencies that I had that caused that inconsistencies, they're slowly like working away. So that is pretty much the update of the action at the moment. Now me and Ryan are gonna be working together throughout the next like however long until lockdown is done. So as I said, I'm gonna show you some full swings now. So this is a 48-degree 7-iron and driver, front on and down the line view. This is the updated look, and yeah, it's looking a lot better. And as soon as these videos are done, we'll get to the rest of the video. Got a few more things to talk about, and yeah, enjoy it. Bastards. All right. Okay, so I've just got done with training. So I'm lucky enough to know someone that has some equipment. So what I usually do is 2 times a week, I'm doing deadlifts, squats, bench, and some pulls. Just basically going through the compound lifts. This is sort of done like brought outside, so it is technically safe. And then I'll usually do like a body weight session as well during the week. So go literally to the local park and do pull-ups, press-ups, to some body weight variants, and some band stuff as well. And yeah, it's keeping me going. I've definitely put on quite a lot of weight. I'm eating a lot, trying to just basically put on some lean mass as well as probably a bit of fat mass as well. I'm up to 92 kilos at the moment, and I've also been doing lots of speed work as well as the technique work. So I'm interested to see what my club head speed is. I reckon it's sort of like back to 125 on the course, and I reckon I can get it up to 130. The goal, I've got a little short-term goal to get it to 200 mile an hour, to get to 200 mile an hour ball speed. So that's my goal really. I want to come out, and I'm not sure, not literally, that's for another video. End of April, May, when I think the season is going to start, and I'm going to talk about my schedule. To go flower on you, I'm going to talk about my schedule in a video coming up. But when the season starts, so late April, May, I want to be at 200 mile an hour ball speed, or the ability to pump one out there at 200 mile an hour, and as a whole just have a more repeatable action. So that's quite, so 200 mile an hour is quite a big jump, but I've been, you know, to 206 before, so getting back there with the fact that I can still weight train, and I've got overspeed, I've got swing speeds, got an overspeed training device stick. Anyway, I've got some stuff to do. I'll catch up with you later, just to finish this video. Catch up with you later, finish this video. Cheers. Right, how we doing? Next day. Now Bumble is Bumble's famous now. So for those of you that don't know like the full story with Bumble, and maybe you want to know because you like dogs and stuff. Lab Bible have featured her, alright, to their 10 million followers. Dog dying of cancer spends her last months ticking off items on a bucket list. So yeah, Bumble, my girlfriend set up her Instagram, Bumble's bucket list. Now we got her like a year ago, and the vets gave her, I think, like 3 months to live or something, maybe 6 months max. A year later, and she's still going strong. And she still seems like she's got a lot of life in her, to be honest. She's just like been the same the whole way through. There's been like no signs of her deteriorating at all. So that's what we're trying to do for Bumble. Give her a good old innings. This is how she spends her days. Chilling. It's literally an effort to make her go out for a walk, because you just want to chill in bed, don't you? Yeah, right, I'm off now, Bumble. Got to go get my diary, so I can write some schedules like Flower. Not that Harry Flower, is it? Decapitated. Out you go. Get out. Go on. Get out of there. Fluff should be in there. Get it out. Get it all out. Right, back. So got the diary. Got the diary calendar thing. So one of the things I've tried recently is cold showers. Now I don't know if you've seen this before, but like Wim Hof, I guess, like brought it to people's attention. I mean, it's been a thing, but brought it to a lot of people's attention recently. So his things like about this breathing technique, which I've been doing a bit, which is good, and then some cold showers. So for those of you that don't know, you basically have a normal shower and then you whack it on cold and just try and stay as long as you can under the water. Now at the moment, right, you know there's a difference between water in the winter and in the summer. Like in the summer it takes you a while to get it to like cold, and it's not fully cold, but at the moment you like put the tap on, it's like freezing cold, really nice to drink. All right, so imagine that coming out of a shower. That is what it's like. So I started off, the first time I did it, nice shower, and then you just whack it onto cold, and then it takes about 5 seconds to get like fully cold, and then it suddenly like hits you. And first time I did it, you're like like you cannot breathe, and I lasted like 10 seconds, but I slowly worked my way up, and I'm about like just under a minute now. Apparently if you can get to like 2 minutes, that's really good for you. And it's and the science behind it is that because you're exposed to that stress, your vascular system has to work to like the veins like dilating, and that's like a vascular workout in itself. And as humans, we don't really like expose ourselves to the extremities much, so there's a lot of like really good health benefits to cold showers. Joe Rogan was talking the other day about his routine. He goes for like a 20-minute sauna and then a 10-minute cold shower, and that is like the combination that is like unbelievable to do together. I'm also doing over the last few weeks been getting into doing myofascial release for muscles. I'm actually doing this proper training program thing that I might talk about at some point in the future, and straight away like I saw a few areas that my body was like really tight on, and removing that tightness and hydrating the muscles has definitely helped me move a bit better in the golf swing as well. So that is it. Like I said, I'm going to be back soon, talk about the evolution of the swing over the next few months, and then talk about next episode, definitely going to talk about the diary for next year, the plans for tournament golf. And as always, the plan for next year is to document, take you along. I've got a cameraman that is going to come to me to pretty much every event, film all the rounds for the Jamaica, for the clutch that I play. This has got a lot of good stuff coming this year. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you soon.